Hello! Hey guys. So today I'm going to talk about the active cell transport. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me and I hope I will be able to answer those questions. Yeah. So the active cell transport it is the movement of materials against a concentration difference, sorry. So when we are talking about smaller molecules or ions, um, we have transport proteins, which are basically also called protein pumps, that are the things that transport the small molecules and ions across the cell's membrane. Then we have larger molecules that also need to be transported across the cell's membrane. So we have two processes called endocytosis and exocytosis, which are kind of the same process but the opposite same process. You understand? Because we have the cell membrane and particles. The cell membrane breaks at some point to form a pocket around the particles. Then this pocket breaks from the cell membrane and forms a vesicle around the particles. Then in exocytosis, we have the opposite thing, the vesicle with the particles inside that breaks its membrane, fuses into the cell's membrane, and then it uses force to actually push the particles outside of the cell membrane. When we have small molecules, this you can see figure 719 in your books on page 212. Please see it. It's the second thing. Don't watch this right now. Have endocytosis and exocytosis. You can see basically how it happens. So, then we have the transport of smaller molecules and ions, which there aren't these processes here, but we have the active transport proteins and the energy from it that actually is used to pump the small molecules and ions across the cell's membrane. We have, oh my goodness, we have the transport proteins changing their shape, so actually they can get the molecule inside of them, change their shape, and then push it outside of them from the other side. Again, on page 212 in your books, it said here protein pump. So the purple thing is the protein pump, the blue is the molecule. So the molecule goes inside from one of the ends, it then changes its shape. So from here it changes its shape and the molecule goes out of the other end. We also have molecular transport. So many cells, they use their protein pumps to move calcium, potassium, and sodium ions across the cell membrane. But as a whole, in all active cell transport, there is a lot of energy used. It's not like the passive cell transport where actually energy isn't used. Then, the use of energy, it enables cells to concentrate substances in some kind of a particular location. Of course, there is also an active bulk transport. Bulk, B-U-L-K, bulk transport. And during it, larger molecules can actually be transported by the movements of the cell membrane. And I already talked about it. The bulk transport, it depends on the size and the shape of the molecules. And there are two types, endocytosis and exocytosis. You still have them on page 212 in your books. Also, We have phagocytosis. It's kind of a subtype of endocytosis, and you don't need to know it, but still, phagocytosis. It's a type of endocytosis. In it, the extensions of cytoplasm, they surround the package and the particle within a food vacuole. That's why amoebas use this method to take in food. And white blood cells, they use phagocytosis to kind of eat the damaged cells. So yeah, that's it all. Thank you. Bye. Bye, Mr. Houston. Nice jokes.